Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to see you all here. And I'm so happy to introduce Shenanigans. You all know her from the chat. Her name is Britt. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be calling her Britt or Shenanigans throughout this. So, forgive me but I think she's going to talk to us about mudras, which I mean, I've seen the word before, Britt. But I never. I mean, to me, it was all just stuff I didn't know and didn't understand, and I was looking for something else and didn't pursue it. So, sorry, I have to add the banner. Please hold your questions until after the discussion, because we are not taking questions during this discussion. Okay, that's just going to be distracting. And if we have time, oh, there she is. Look at that. If we have time, we may do some questions. Britt's ready to read some cards and I'll do my usual, but mostly the focus for this is giving us another tool for our toolbox. So we have meditation, we have prayer, we have some energy work, we have I don't know, guided meditations. We have different. I just like to think of it as a toolbox. We have therapy, we have diet and nutrition, and to me, it sounds like mudras are going to be a really nice addition to that. So I want to say hi to a bunch of people who are here. I want to say hi to Leah, who has discovered my love of Tim Tams and ate a whole box of them. Good for you. CJ, who also loves Tim Tams. I don't know. It's like a secret. Nobody knows anything about these. Diane, Maud Extraordinaire, and Angela's here. Akila's here. Hi, Akila. Shruti is here. Shruti was the first one in. Shruti, yeah, we're probably not going to be answering anything today. Probably. I'm hoping that you chatters, you best chatters, are going to step up and have a really, really engaging and interesting discussion. Kim, hi, Kim B, and Rox, and Annie Bear's here. Annie Bear, oh, that's so nice of you to be here. Saurabh Gupta, hello, welcome. Lynn, hi, Lynn. Lynn Hirayama's here. Moira can't stay very long, apparently. That's too bad. And Millie De La Prida, hi, Millie, welcome. Let's see, who else? Who else is here that I can say hi to? Baby Angel, hi, Baby Angel, welcome. Nice to see you. And Mr. Floyd. Hi, Mr. Floyd. Welcome. Wow. Man. I know. Somebody who doesn't know about Tim Tams. They're a little cookie and they're just delicious, okay? And I think well, I first found out about, I'm Canadian, as you all know, and I first found about them from some friends from Newfoundland. And I see them sometimes in the grocery store. I think they're made in Great Britain, but I am not sure about that. I've never looked. I just grab the package and run. I run like the wind. They're like a Twix bar in a cookie. Exactly right, CJ. They've got caramel and they're kind of crunchy and chocolatey, and they're made in Australia. Is that right? Oh, well, they're delicious. And if you find them, try them. And if you don't like them, send the rest of the box back to me. I'll rid you of that burden. Sorry, Britt. Do you want to tell us about how you got started with mudras? How did they come to your attention?
Yeah, so back about a year ago, I started developing panic disorder from multiple years of PTSD being untreated. And I didn't actually realize until I was an adult that I had had PTSD my whole life. And I didn't even realize until this year that I've been suffering from panic attacks my whole life. So when I started developing panic disorder last year, I started reaching out more to, therapists and psychiatrists to deal with it in the more Western way, which is, medicine and, your typical therapy. But I only seem to be getting worse on medication. So earlier this year, after a really bad incident at work, I took a leave of absence and I attended a partial program out of a hospital, which I got to join, thankfully, via Zoom. So I didn't have to go in person, which was great because I had gotten so bad that I became agoraphobic, which is not fun.
Are you kidding? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
That
It is
must have
what
been
it is. And
awful.
it was, and it still gets to me sometimes, but I've gotten a lot better over the past year by searching for all the different modalities that I've found. So the first one I found was actually Reiki, which I enrolled myself in a class to become certified, not even so I could practice on other people, but so I could focus on myself and
Yeah.
use it to help myself, which has helped tremendously. But even that wasn't enough because I just kept finding myself still in those moments with the flashbacks and the panic attacks. And I wanted to find a way to not only lessen the strength of them, but also try to just keep them from happening overall.
Yeah.
But you can't just stop in the middle of work and perform Reiki practice on yourself. And you can't just rely on things that take a long time to work when you're in a busy situation, especially. So that is how I ended up discovering mudras, which are just gestures you make with your hands or even with your face. And they move the energy in your body depending which gestures you make, and they focus on certain areas or certain functions and help improve them. So, like, there's mudras for calming yourself, there's mudras for balancing, there's mudras for back pain, there's mudras for joint pain. There's so many that there's hundreds. I only have a few memorized so far because there's so many, but I found them to be so incredibly useful. And I don't think it's just the Reiki attunements that have helped me recognize the flow of energy and the influx of it and the feel of it. When you first start doing mudras, it's typical that you don't immediately notice the results or you don't immediately feel the energy influx. But as you practice them more and as you hold them longer, you start to feel it more. So the first thing I did with mudras was combine them with chants to help open my chakras. Because there's one thing I realized while practicing Reiki is that my chakras were not open and flowing like they needed to be, particularly the root chakra and the heart chakra. So once I found the combinations that opened those up, it was like a whole world opened and the universe was actually flowing back into me. It was so incredibly powerful.
That is so cool.
It is. And it's only helped improve my state of mind in particular, because no longer do I have panic attacks that rack my entire body. It used to be if I tried to do something like this, my whole body would shake. lose train of thought because they'd just be racing so fast. I'd have a hard time breathing. My heart would race like crazy. My body would get cold, like all the symptoms of anxiety. And you only need 4 of those to happen at once for it to classify as a panic attack. So it's changed my life in such a good way. I can't stop ranting and raving about them to anyone who listens.
Wow. So, Angela, I just want to point out that Angela said something interesting concerning what you said, Britt, about wanting to chant. She says that her hands move when she brings in her light language, which I find really interesting.
It's a combination of instinct and also just your body leading you in the right way. I mean, we all have access to Reiki energy, not only within us, but also the universe's energy.
Yeah.
So when you bang your arm and you immediately cup your hand over that spot, that's you instinctively using Reiki energy to try to heal yourself of that injury. You get a headache and you immediately go like this. It's you instinctively using the energy. I found myself in a therapy session the other day, just naturally while I was opening up and saying something that I had never said before, to be honest. I found myself instinctively making a mudra like this that is meant to help reassure you. So it's, we all do it instinctively. It's just you don't know until you've found that information that goes, hey, this is actually what you were doing, and here's a name for it. You already know to do it. Your body already knows to do these things. You just don't recognize that you already know the information.
That is so cool. And you know what? I do Reiki as well. Not so much anymore, but yes. So Annie Bear wants you to. Oh, somebody else said something about doing. Wait. Let me find that comment. I thought I marked it, but clearly I did not. Okay, so Millie shares that I always did do something with my hands when I'm high stressed. I realized it is a mudra and started trying to find out what it was. It turns out it's the mudra for Durga. Can you tell us a little more? Do you know what that mudra is?
Not off the top of my head, no. I literally had to buy books to try to figure out the names of all these mudras.
I believe in books. I believe absolutely 1,000,000% in book learning. I don't care how many people laugh about you learn from books. Yeah, duh, that's where the knowledge is. Good for you. Good for you.
I learn a lot better by actually reading, and then even better by writing out the thing that I'm trying to learn. So unfortunately, not much of it has gotten stuck in here yet, but
that's okay. Repetition and practice. It's like everything else. Practice. If you'll excuse me for a moment, she didn't want to join me, of course. Her Royal Majesty, Queen Featherhead of the universe. And so I'm afraid I have to interrupt. But if you want to keep talking, Britt, go right ahead. Because if you want to look up the Durga Mudra, that would be really helpful because, well, at least for Millie, it'd be helpful, but I'd like to see it too. Hold on for a second. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Oh, yes. I've seen that one before. Okay. I haven't used that one yet, the Durga Mudra, Millie, but I have seen it before in the book that I'm reading. Most of the mudras that I have practiced so far, guys, actually come from this wonderful deck of cards. I know Gerald has this deck as well. He held it up the other day when I was watching a live of him and Linda. It is not only it not only shows you the mudras and how to do them, like say for example this one here, but it also color codes them to help you see which chakra they're most useful for. So like this one is red, it's best used for your root chakra, and it gives you on the back, it tells you what it benefits most by using that mudra, where it assists, how to do it. And then if there's a caution, like say this one, for example, there's a caution that it lowers your blood pressure. So if you have low blood pressure, you want to use this one
carefully.
Caution. Yeah. And it also, which is great, I love this part, it gives you something to focus on, like an affirmation there at the bottom. So instead of just sitting there and holding that mudra over your stomach, you can also focus on those words, and it helps enhance it because you're putting even more energy into the process. And meditating
directly into the root chakra.
Yeah. So it's this is my favorite deck out of all of the decks I have, and it's the one I use the most because it's quite literally the most calming thing I have in my life. One I use the most is actually this right here, the Boo Mudra, because I struggle with my thoughts get really flighty when I start to get anxious or panicky. So when I use this one, it helps ground me back into myself, which really helps kind of quell that racing thoughts part in particular of having anxiety. So like right now when you can't see my hands on the camera, I'm actually doing that right into my thighs to try to help calm myself down, because I will be the first to admit that in person or on camera, I get anxious very easily around people. It's just how I've always been. I just didn't actually know that it was anxiety until I was an adult, which is unfortunate. But this has helped me in so many ways while driving. And I start to get that panicky feeling when I'm driving, especially when someone's trying to race me for no reason. It's
listen,
I can't recommend enough.
It's not just you, okay? Like that happens to me too. And yeah. That's so cool. I'm so happy that you found this for yourself. I really am.
Too.
I'm a big believer in self-healing, and I love seeing it in practice.
One of the other things that I have found is extremely helpful, especially when I start to get those anxiety and panic feelings. If I have the time and a safe place to do it, there's a Reiki technique called Kenyoku, where basically you cleanse your aura to release any negative or dissonant energy. And I started using that one even before I got any attunements. I would just ask my guides to help me direct the energy as needed. And I came down from a panic attack like that using that technique. It was so incredible to go from 5 different anxiety symptoms to just, I would love to show you all.
Please, we're waiting. Yes, please.
All right.
Let's start with some relaxation and see where that goes.
All right. With this technique, you start with your hands, and technically this is a mudra, this prayer position. You start with it in front of your heart chakra, and you take a few deep breaths. As you breathe in, you want to draw Reiki energy through your crown chakra down through your body.
Now, for those of us who have not taken Reiki, Reiki energy is the universal energy that surrounds us at all times. It is what we in spiritual light workers, whatever you want to call us, I hear it called source energy. I hear it called white light energy. I hear it, other cultures call it things like chi or ki. It's all the same energy, folks. Like, don't get boggled up with the names. That's what Reiki energy is. It's chi, it's source energy, it's white light, it's all of that universal energy that surrounds us and falls on us, that we are part of all the time. So yes, bring that white light energy into your crown chakra, and then what? Sorry. I got distracted.
No worries. If you're not familiar with using Reiki energy, what you can do at this point while you're drawing that energy in is ask your guides or angels, whoever feel comfortable asking for help. You can ask them to help you release what no longer serves your highest good with this energy, which is what I did. And it's so effective, my friends. So just draw that energy in. And when you can feel it filling your whole body down to your toes, what you're going to do is rest one hand on your leg, on your thigh, and with the other, you're going to place it over your shoulder, not on you, like a couple inches away from your skin. And you're going to swipe that arm down toward your navel and across your body to the opposite leg, over to your knee. And then when you get to the end, do a little flick to push the energy away. And as you're doing this, just focus on releasing what no longer serves your highest good.
Whoa. I felt that.
And we're going to do it again on the opposite side. So bring your arm up, down toward your navel, and continue across to your opposite knee. And then do a little flick away. Remember, you are releasing what no longer serves your highest good. Now, to double check that we got that energy that we don't need anymore away, we're going to repeat that process. So one more time toward your navel. And then down toward your knee. You do that little flick. And then one more with the other arm. You can do this as fast or as slow as you want to. Speed isn't a factor. It's going to work regardless. Now you want to cleanse your arms as well after you've done your body. So what you're going to do, you're going to stretch one arm out in front of you. You're going to place the hand of the opposite arm over your shoulder, a couple inches above, and swipe down your arm. When you get to the end of your fingers, flick away. And you're going to do the same thing with the opposite. All right, and then to double check we got all of it off our arms, we're going to do it one more time. Linda's smiling. She loves this.
do. I do. This is so cool.
The first time I did this, I'm not even kidding. I went from a panic attack to calm.
I can see why. Oh my God, that feels so cool.
Now we
I
want to
get
draw in fresh
this.
Reiki energy. So back in the prayer position in front of your heart chakra, breathe in fresh Reiki energy to fill your body. If you asked your guides or angels to help you, now is a good time to thank them for the assistance. If you feel warm, if you feel cold, if you feel light, if you feel heavy, all of this is normal, and all of it means that it worked. So
I got big chills. I got big chills going up and tingles going up and down my back.
it's a good feeling.
It is. It's lovely.
It is.
And yeah, this is very cool. Gosh, Britt, I don't understand why you don't have a channel. You could do this like 15 minutes every day or even every like week. I would watch the hell out of it. Are you kidding me?
I thought about it. Gotta work on the, social anxiety a little bit. But I also
yeah, I
don't
get that.
really,
I get that. Can I share with you that I didn't want to do this. I really didn't, and I dragged my heels, but and I didn't want to, and I made up all kinds of reasons why. Well, made up. They weren't made up. It's how I actually felt. I was terrified the first time I went on Val Dragonfly Crystal's channel last year. Like it's not even a year ago. Well, it's almost a year ago, and I was so terrified. I was puking, and that and you know what I found out. It took a while. It took like a month, but I found out. First of all, this is a really lovely, warm, and welcoming community, and they'll forgive all kinds of things like screaming parrots, and it's true. It's
yeah.
true. And the second thing I found out is that I'm sitting here. Okay, so you guys, like I'm talking to everybody. Okay, there's like 20 people in here, and I'm talking to all of you, but I'm in my living room. I'm in the safest space that I have. There's only me in my little house. Okay. I'm surrounded by all my stuff. I'm surrounded by the creatures that I love and who love me. And yeah. So it's not it like that for me. Okay. This is just for me. I'm just talking for myself and I'm sharing this in hopes that it will give you some information that might help. But I'm fine now. I'm fine doing this now. And I got fine very quickly, I think, for somebody with as much ADD as I have. I got fine pretty fast. So that's just out there. Okay. I really encourage you, though, like just for me, I encourage you, and I see some of it in the chat too. If you want to take a look at chat, other people are encouraging you to do this as well, because this is something that I think could help everyone all the time. So, okay, yeah. Look what Annie Bear says.
Annie Bear is awesome. She's been
Annie
cheering
Bear,
me on for months.
Annie Bear is wonderful. Annie Bear is a very amazing human being.
Yeah, I first met her through Terry's channel. Terry at Holding Your Space. I started
Yes.
joining her morning meditations, and I actually started joining in those while I was still in the partial program with the hospital, and
Yeah.
I would be listening to the meditations while doing my morning check-in with the program, which it was wonderful seeing such a beautiful community every morning. And then Terry's voice is just so
I
calming
know.
and
He
like
has an amazing voice.
Yeah. So then I oh yes, please, Diane, thank you. I've literally one follower. But yeah, I never expected to find such a beautiful community of souls on YouTube.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just gone up and up from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So you know that you know that you'll get everybody supporting your channel. You know that. I mean, just start. And someone else, I think it was, and it was Andy Bear. Andy Bear said that she pre-records because of the whole like social anxiety thing. She pre-records, doesn't, and you could do that too. You don't have to do a live. You can just pre-record. Today we're going to talk about such and such a mudra. Here's the card. Here's what it looks like. Here's how you do it. Deep breath. 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think I'm going to give it a shot. I have posted a couple videos before unboxing tarot decks, but that doesn't involve my face. So it was a lot easier to do those.
You do what makes you comfortable. So everybody subscribe to, did someone say Shenanigans? Subscribe to Brit, subscribe to her channel, and give her the boot she needs to get herself going to start teaching us more about mudras, because we're not going to be able to do a whole lot here today. And so thank you, Millie. Millie just subbed, and Ron DeForest thinks you're cute.
Thank you. I literally straightened my hair just for you guys.
I feel so special. I washed my hair and it's still wet.
Yeah, if I had left mine even a tiny little bit wet, it would have gone.
Leave-in conditioner.
I did try doing that once, and I think I must have left in too much.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty ugly, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yes. Look, Jeremy Rodney's here. Liz in Awe is here. Hi, you guys. Welcome. And I'm glad to see you here. So, yeah, Amanda Carroll. She thinks that shorts would be great. And I do too. And you can pre-record them, and they don't take, I have a lot of anxiety recording shorts because I actually have to say something like, oh God, they terrify me more than lives do. Anyway, you can do shorts and just say this, man, that would be, oh, look, you've already got, Annie Bear is your 8th subscriber.
You guys are awesome.
So you can just do shorts. We'll talk after about this, but honestly, there seems to be a real need for what you're doing. Like I said, it's another tool in our toolbox. And wow, I'm so amazed just by what you just showed us. Okay, so.
That wasn't even a mudra. That was Reiki.
That was Reiki. Well, maybe that's why it felt so awesome. I love Reiki. I love doing it for myself. I love doing it. I do distance healing for my friends when they don't feel so good. And I put my best friend of 30 some years, I put her to sleep for 20 hours once.
She must have needed it.
She really did. Yeah, she had shingles and she really needed it. And so I'm glad that happened, but it scared the hell out of me as much as her. So Shruti, we're not answering questions today. I thought we might, but we're already 35 minutes into the hour, and um, and so we're just not going to have time. I want to hear more about mudras, and I think all of you do too, as well. So, sorry, go ahead. Another one, a mudra, please.
Well, what I could take you guys through is some mudras and chants that help open the chakras if they've been blocked or closed, which I mentioned earlier. I went through and I found that my root and heart chakra were both closed. So once I opened them, the depression eased up, the self hatred and all of that eased up, the panic eased up. Like it's not all completely gone, but as I work on it more each day, the less I feel any of those negative emotions and the more I'm open to the positive ones, which if I told you my whole life story, you would know that I've never been a very positive person. So the fact that I can feel happiness, joy, self-love
that's a big one, isn't
it's
it?
incredible. It's something that I've never really been open to before in my 30 plus years of life. So I would love to show you guys that. Absolutely.
Yes, please don't hold back.
So mind you, I haven't found the names of all of the mudras that I'm going to show you, but the ones that I have found the names for, I will give them to you. The first one is called the Chin or Gyan Mudra. Can type that in once I show you guys it, but it's basically just doing this with your hands. You let these 3 fingers flow out and straighten, and you connect your index finger and your thumb. And one thing I didn't mention, I meant to before, because I also have some ADHD up there too. Each finger represents an element. Your thumbs are fire, your index fingers are air, your middle fingers are space or ether, your ring finger is earth, and your pinky is water. So connecting certain ones to each other helps access certain functions or help the energy flow in certain ways to help direct it better. So thank you, Annie Bear. Appreciate it. So yeah, the first one is the Gyan Mudra. You just do this and use this one with both of your hands to open your heart chakra, your root chakra and your heart chakra. We'll start with the root because bottom up.
Yeah, because that's where it starts. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why it's called the root.
Right. So to do this one, you place your hands on your knees, palm up, and you want to have your arms straightened. And the chant you want to use is LAM, L-A-M. If you do that just a few times, just LAM, you'll start to feel it in your spine. You should feel it in your legs, in your feet, especially if it's been closed for a long time or blocked. You're going to really feel the energy start to punch through and flow, which is incredible.
I need to be writing this down.
Yes, thank you, Diane. That's exactly how it's spelled. If you actually type in mudras into YouTube, a few people have posted a chart in a couple of short videos that have the exact mudras and chants and the directions for using them that I'm about to tell you guys. So if you need a reference point, it's a perfect reference point.
Okay.
So I don't want to spend too much time on each one, but
Yeah. Okay. So let's go on to the next one.
All right. So the next one is called the Dhyani Mudra. You're going to place your right hand into your left hand and connect the thumbs together. And then you're going to place your hands right into your lap.
So show me that again.
You're going to place your right hand, cup it with your left hand, and connect your thumbs. And then just place your hands into your lap. Relax your shoulders. And the mantra for this one is VAM. VAM.
Okay.
And
this is for the solar plexus, or no, the
sacral chakra. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I sat in, I don't know how many hundreds of hours of meetings in exactly this position.
That one, and I find it's a habit for me because I was an altar server for 10 years at a Catholic church. It's a habit for me to just do this with my hands, rest them in my lap, which in itself is a mudra too. So everything's a mudra, guys. So that one is for your sacral chakra. The next one is for your solar plexus. And for that one, put your palms together, and then you're going to fold your right thumb and then your left thumb over it. And then you're going to place the palms of your hands into your rib cage, right where your rib cage starts to meet your stomach. And the mantra for that one is RAM, RAM. These are warrior moves. We are warriors. We're light warriors.
So your hands go like this on your body?
You're gonna just pull your hands right into your rib cage, just like that.
Oh, and just leave them like this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yep. And then the mantra is Ram. Yeah. Thank you, Diane. For the next one, you use the Gyan Mudra again, or Chin Mudra, whatever is easier for you to say. For this one, you place your left hand on your left knee, palm up in that mudra, and then you take your right hand and place it over your heart chakra, just like so. And then the chant for this one is YAM, YAM. Even without the chant, you can feel it, and it's incredible.
Yeah. Even without the chant, I can feel it. That feels so good.
The first time I did this one, it was like my heart exploded out of my chest. Like it even popped right here. It was an incredible feeling, and so much love flowed through.
Yeah.
Like all of it had been dammed up. And then the moment I opened it, it just was wonderful.
It feels fabulous.
Doesn't it?
It does. It feels amazing. This is so much fun. Okay, keep going. What's the next one?
Right.
So the next chakra, right?
Right. Next one's your throat chakra. So for this one, it's sort of similar to doing the sacral chakra, except instead of having one palm and the other, you're going to close your hands like this, flip them over, and have your thumbs connect. And then you're going to place that right in front of your stomach. And the chant for this one is HAM, HAM.
Oh, that's interesting. Even without doing the chant, these feel astonishing. You guys, if you're not doing it, you don't know what you're missing. It's the greatest rush, honestly. It's just all bubbly and tingly and happy. And
I found that the feeling is much more powerful when you use the Kenyoku technique first to help clear away all that negativity that's blocking everything. So once you clear that away, you're just open to positive things. So you can't help but feel it.
No, I mean, it's just, it's amazing. Wow. Wow.
Annie Bear, there is a specific one that helps the back.
And we'll do, how about we do that one after, because I saw other comments about backs too. How about we do that one after we finish with the chakras, the whole chakra clearing?
So the next one is your third eye chakra. You're going to take your palms together and then cross in your pinky and ring fingers so that they meet at the joint, and then do the same with your thumb as well. And then lower your hands down to right in front of, like, hate to say breast on YouTube, but your lower breast. And then the chant for that.
The chest is a good word. Mammaries. That's another good word. Mammaries.
Yes. And the chant for this one, you can use one of two chants. I've used both Sham, S-H-A-M, and Om. It's pronounced like A-U-M, Om. Either one works. It's whichever one you feel more compelled to use or just instinctively comes to you. The effect is the same.
Okay, yeah, I can't. I'm getting pressure.
Yeah.
I'll wait till later.
No worries. And then the last one, thank you, Diane. The last one is for your crown chakra. You do it by folding your hands and then stick up your pinkies. Keep them together. And then bring that down in front of your upper stomach. And the chant is Om, A-U-M.
Okay. This is mind-blowing. So cool.
Happy to help.
So cool.
When you combine it with the chants and you give it like a few minutes to, with the chants and the mudra in place.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Like you feel like a changed person after the end. The first time I did it, I literally felt the energy flowing through my entire body in just such an amazing way that I felt like I could float on clouds. I didn't actually.
No,
I felt like I could.
I love that. That's such a good description of joy.
I mean, even just feeling well in your body, because when you're so bogged down with negativity, you just feel so heavy all the time. And I have osteoarthritis in my back. I've had issues with sciatica. To that first time, it was like all the pain was gone. It was like my body could literally just float on clouds. I felt nothing but just lightness and energy and happiness. It was incredible.
So cool. So cool. That is so, I'm sorry, I keep saying the same things over and over again. Because I feel really joyful right now.
I mean, me too.
just going through these with you, I feel really joyful. And guess what I'm going to be doing every morning when I get up?
I recommend it.
Yeah, because this is like, I don't know, it's just so much more immediate than meditation. Meditation scratches a different itch for me anyway. But this is, Yeah, this is great. This is so cool.
I mean, when you combine the mudras with meditation, it can empower the meditation even
It
more.
would blow me sky high. I can tell you that right now. So tell me some mudras from no. Well, don't tell me any mudras for meditation. That's fine. We were going to talk about back pain mudras. Mudras for back pain.
So I actually bookmarked 2 in my book that are specific for, first one for back pain and the second one for joint pain. Because as someone, like I said, with osteoarthritis, my back hurts pretty much all the time. So it's one that I use often. And when I discovered the joint one, I was over the moon because I actually just found out the other day I have a lot of issues with my knee. So I found that the joint one has started to help relieve some of the pain from my knee as well, which has been a blessing as someone with 2 dogs. So the first one for your back, it's similar to the Gyan Mudra, except instead of just connecting your fingers, you're going to place your thumb over your fingernail for your index finger. And then that's your left hand. And with your right hand, you're going to touch the middle finger and the pinky to your thumb and try to straighten out the other 2 fingers. If they won't quite straighten, you can press those fingers into your thigh or somewhere else into like your chair or something to help you straighten them out. And this one for a few minutes, like a few times a day, will help with back pain. Sometimes it even has an immediate effect, which like for me, it does now because I've practiced it so much. When I go and get acupuncture done and he does work on my back, I use this one to help when he gets to a particularly painful point on my back, which it's helped relieve even that pain instantaneously. So I highly recommend this one.
So your ring finger, your middle finger, and your thumb are touching, and
correct. And that's your right hand.
Yeah, this is my right hand. Yeah.
Yep. And
because I keep forgetting to turn mirroring on on the settings. Anyway, so, or maybe it's because mirroring's on in the settings. I don't know. Anyway, and these 2, and they just go like this.
Yes, they're supposed to, if you can, keep them as straight as you can. Obviously, mine don't particularly want to be straight. But
straighter than mine. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, one thing I've learned with mudras is that if it's harder for you to keep a certain pose with your hands, it's probably because you need to use that one more to work those muscles, because the muscles in your hand are connected to that area in your body.
Yeah.
So like my back is typically pretty tense and pretty not flexible. So it makes sense that I would have difficulty keeping the fingers straight.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. If it hurts, you need it. I mean, that's traditional Chinese medicine all over again, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
The worse it tastes, the better it is.
Yeah, but as long as it works, right?
Yeah.
And then for the one for your joints, I want to make sure I do this correctly, so I'm checking in the book. You're going to kind of similar but easier than that last one. It's more similar to the Chin or Gyan Mudra. With your left hand, connect your thumb and your middle finger. And with your right hand, connect your ring finger with your thumb. And then the other fingers just remain straight. And that's for joint pain. For comfort, you can rest your hands palm up on your legs while doing these. if you're able to keep your fingers straight, unlike me. And just a few minutes, a few times a day, it'll help with the joint pain. If you're in more extreme pain, focus on it for like a good half hour, 45 minutes. You'll find that the pain really eases up. Sometimes it's even gone.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is a treasure house of information that I'm just speechless. No idea that any of this existence. And earlier, Shruti, who was here, she's not here now, and I wasn't able to mention it because we were in the middle of something. But earlier, she mentioned that this is something that she learned at school.
Wish I had learned it at school.
Duh, yeah. That's something that would really be helpful is teaching mindfulness, to like kindergartners, and teaching them calming and meditation. I mean, that, a 5-year-old can do, but that would be so helpful for this. Wow. Well, we're not going to have a chance to do. I was going to do an experiment today if we had time to do questions. I was going to do an experiment with a giveaway with Nightbot, who apparently can do giveaways now, but we don't have time today. I'm so sorry. I'm so grateful and thankful that Shenanigans agreed to come on with me and share this, because this was amazing, amazing stuff. And I'm going to have you on again. Just warning you, I'm going to have you on again, and I'm going to beg you to start a channel. Yeah, Millie says in India, yoga is part of the curriculum. Yeah, wouldn't that be helpful with all the anxiety and rage and everything? Yes, Diane, Nightbot Bestie has evolved. So we'll see how that works when I use it, but I'm not using it today because we're not doing questions today. I was unsure about it to begin with, but we're not doing it now. This is yes, everybody, please subscribe to Shenanigans. She will then feel the social pressure to start her channel.
I'm already feeling so ruthless.
I'm ruthless. I'm your ruthless grandmother. And I'm so grateful you came on today. I'm so thankful. I really appreciate it, because I realize now, I didn't at the time, but I realize now what a struggle it must have been for you to agree to come here. And I thank you for doing that.
I thank you for asking me, because I've been struggling to find ways to push myself, not beyond what I'm capable of, but to at least push myself out of my boundaries and, try new things.
In your comfort zone. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And this has been an amazing experience, and I'm grateful. And, just to touch on that, I did say the other day that you remind me a lot of my grandmother. My meme had a Yorkshire Terrier who was constantly on her, to the point where if she went to Walmart, that dog was in her purse. So
no, I can go to Walmart without Wanda. Okay, Wanda stays in her cage. The only time she's annoying about being with me is when she knows that I'm talking to people, and then she just has to be here. And this did not start until I started my channel. Before that, she would occasionally ask me to pick her up, but it wasn't like a daily thing. I'd come over and scritch her on her cage, and we'd have kisses and stuff, and she'd fly over and sit on my shoulder. But really, it wasn't until I started doing this that she became a real, really insistent.
A little bit of a diva, but she's very photogenic.
She is, isn't she? She's on my lap right now because I got my hand over her head.
Yeah.
Lovingly. Okay, she likes it. It's her version of a cuddle.
I had to shut both my dogs and the cat out of the room, or else this would have been chaos. The puppy especially does not let me do any of these practices without trying to bite my fingers. So,
they're there. What do you expect?
I know. He's so
In
cute.
front of my
about it.
face, you think I'm gonna? Of course. Because while we were doing the mudras, while you were showing the mudras, and I was trying to put my hand, my correspondence sitting on my thigh, and I've got my hand up just above her, and she turned around and she's been biting me up and down my arm.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm invading her space, right?
Oh, so, animals. They're so
they're so yeah, they are so, yes. So please, everyone, subscribe to Shenanigans and subscribe to me as well. I'm only 50 away from the magic 500 of monetization, and it would be wonderful to hit that before Christmas, because some of you may know that StreamYard has tripled its rates, and that's becoming, for me, that's in Canadian dollars, that's close to $70 a month. It's a huge amount of money. It's more than a week's worth of groceries for me. So if you could please support the channel and subscribe and get me over that 500 mark, I'm going to do a giveaway show and give away free readings. And so that'll be your reward. This is the chance to win a free reading.
Do you have Tim Tams on your Amazon list?
I didn't know Amazon had Tim Tams. I never thought of it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I think of that? They're going on. Come back in half an hour. They'll be on there. No. Well,
they have everything.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I bet you they do, and I will look. I just can't right now. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's not just me that the StreamYard increase affects. It went from I think it was $15.99 or $16.99 a month. I can't remember, but it was approximately 20 Canadian dollars, which was just fine with me, and to $44.99 a month US dollars. And that was just no notice, just, from my invoice on October the 27th to my, from September the 27th to October the 27th, the change happened. So October 27th invoice was, $45. So US. So yeah, it's every other YouTuber who uses StreamYard. So just about everybody on Woo2. So please support their channels. $5 makes a huge difference. It's like I said, I'm not the only one. It's happening to everybody. Something else. Please keep Allie Heart and Soul Connected in your prayers. She has, we had a bomb cyclone here. BC got it. Vancouver Island got it way worse than we did on the mainland. Here we had some trees come down, but there were no injuries. And in Washington State, where Allie is, they've had 2 deaths. Allie's husband Keith had a tree fall on his car. Their power, she's had to cancel all her shows because their power is out until at least their power is out until tomorrow, but we're expecting another bomb cyclone tomorrow. So these are things I never heard of before. Atmospheric rivers. I never heard that until 2 years ago when we had one here that caused flooding like 50 miles up the Fraser Valley. It was awful. And now bomb cyclones, what the actual? And so So please keep Allie in your prayers. Support her any way you can. She and her husband are looking for a hotel where they can stay because their house is too cold and too dark. And so, yeah, exactly. Global warming's fake. It's all a hoax, folks.
Helps you remember to shut the water off before the pipes burst in the cold.
Yeah, it's not pipe bursting cold yet.
Yeah, yet.
No. Yeah. Well, because if it were like a cyclone has rain, we've had rain, we haven't had snow. It's not cold enough to snow, so it's not cold enough for pipes to burst yet. Wait another month. We'll see what happens then. So prayers to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. And why I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I don't have to say the prayers today. That's why I keep droning on, is because I thought that I thought I was missing something and it would come to me eventually. Anyway, we're over. We're done. You guys, love you so much. Come back next week. Next squeak. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you again for having me on. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for being here.
Love you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.